Welcome, TV friends, back to QOTD, the Question of the Day show. Join us by recording video answers to daily questions. Today, we are so blessed to have a very special guest host. Hi, Reed.
Hello. Thank you for having me. Yeah, thank you for having me. I'm very excited to answer today's questions and see what other answers that people brought to us.
Yeah, Trish and JJ, be nice to Reed. She's new around here.
Reed, you're going to be great. Well, fans, we're going to show you how you can make it on the air for our Friday Big Show. But up first, we're going to take a look at our current answer leaders.
Yes, let's dive right in with Saturday's question all the way back at the beginning of the week and the top 3 answers for tell us why you got your tattoo and what it signifies to you. I know a lot of very cool people with some very cool tattoos and even cooler stories, so we want to hear yours.
And for Sunday's question, what do you hope scientists will invent in the next 10 years? These were the top 3 answers, a lot of very cool answers. We were talking earlier about some inevitable inventions we think will happen. I think we all settled on talking dogs, or I guess collars that allow your pets to talk to you. So looking forward to it.
That and robot sex. Those are the 2 things that
Yes.
not going to be a pretty world you guys are growing up to, and we apologize. So on Monday, our question of the day, to try to clear all that awkward air out, is what's something on a dating profile that you would find rather frightening? We have lots of opinions. These are 3 of the top ones that you guys have voted for. Not our favorites. These are your favorites. And I learned a lot. I did.
Well, we learned a lot about our top 3 answers for Tuesday's question, which was, what's one skill that you wished you learned when you were young? And JJ and Reed, you guys said you really wish that you learned to drive stick. And I feel sorry for you.
It's incredible.
Missed the boat.
Weren't you ever tempted?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a generational thing. I mean, I know that like none of my kids can drive a stick for sure.
Right.
But one of these days,
Well, cars are going to drive themselves soon, so who needs that?
Yeah.
you're gonna be, it's gonna be like you're gonna be in some like 70s action flick, and you're gonna have to like get away in a hurry, and there's gonna be nothing there but like an old Volvo, and you are gonna be in big trouble.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I hope that never happens to me, and I hope that there's a Tesla there instead. Well, yeah. But let's move on to Wednesday's question and the top 3 answers. That question is a little bit complicated. It is, does your pet think that you are a same species as your pet, or does it think it is a fellow human? So, like, does your dog think it's a dog? No. See, even I'm losing track. It's a very complicated question. But let us know your answers. We would love to hear your thoughts.
And
Perhaps
for
the most
today,
important
these were our top 3.
I said perhaps I'm just gonna talk over you.
Yes. Yeah, it's fine. I'm new. I expect it.
Here you ask it.
But these were the top 3 answers for today's questions. If you could be a part of any TV friend group, which one would it be? I brought my friends with me, and we loved hearing all your answers.
Well, other people probably had better ideas. Television being so awesome these days. So there's lots of answers. You can go check them out on beyondtheair.com. You can vote for your favorite and help them to get to the Friday Big Show. And while you're there, you can play the awesome guess and bid game and get yourself on the leaderboard like these 5 folk.
That's right. It's not too late to record your own answer to this or any of this week's QOTDs for your very own chance to appear on our Friday Big Show. And that's where Keith, JJ, Bella, and I, or maybe a super cool guest, we host a fun finale every Friday at 4 p.m. on YouTube, Twitch, and right here at beyondtheair.com.
Like I say, this is just a great question. And as we were going through it, like all these shows that I had totally forgotten about came back. But I don't know, JJ, do you see anything there that like reminded you of past days, friends that you wanted to be friends with?
Yes, actually, well, speaking of nostalgia, I found a show that is a very strong homage to the 80s. Claire says that she would want to be friends with the group from Stranger Things. Completely love that show. Totally agree. They are so loyal to each other. They stick up for each other. I think that would just be a very positive group to be around.
Yeah, but who will drive the stick? Right? That's going to be the big problem back in the 80s.
Winona Ryder. That's who's driving this.
Yeah. Trish, who's your TV friend?
Well, I found an answer from Shiv 12 who said they would want to befriend the titular friends from the show Friends. It's a lot of friends in there. But Friends has a great mix of personalities and make them a cool bunch. And New York City living, baby. What's better?
Yeah. I don't know.
That apartment's bigger.
Now.
They say it.
Yeah, after Band of Brothers, it's like I can't look at it in the same way anymore on Friends. But that's what happened. It's like we all grew up together and we grew apart.
You were friends, you might say.
We were, yeah. I don't know.
That was great.
You out there that like talk to you.
Yeah, I found this answer from Andrew, and he said his choice friend group would be the gang from Phineas and Ferb. They're always, getting into crazy adventures, coming up with new things. Never a dull moment. But I would say it's a high stakes friend group because you always have to hide from mom and the big sister at the end of the day too. So, it's a trade-off, but I think it'd be fun.
What's her name? The big sister who's so mean?
Candace. She's a snitch.
Man. Well, yeah. So I guess there are pluses and minuses. First off, let me say I haven't seen what I think is the most iconic friend group from television of all time, which is the Scooby-Doo gang. But we'll see. Maybe.
Yeah.
My favorite was from E. Finsterwald, as you can see, and he wanted to be the fifth friend on Seinfeld, but yet once again. They're in kind of like tiny New York apartments. And so you're going to have to get rid of somebody to take their space because that's the way New York real estate goes. And I'm thinking Kramer, actually. I was going to say Newman, but Kramer's got to go. That's just me. If you're going to be in a show about nothing, you got to do something.
Kramer has been evicted from the apartment. Well, turns out today's question is not the only question from this week that you can answer. As we mentioned, we have a whole week of other questions that you can send in answers for. And we wanted to take a moment to recognize one of our favorite answers from this week. So, receiving the award of Innovation That Excites, we have our user Vivian, who submitted an answer for Sunday's question, which once again was, what do you hope that scientists will invent in the next 10 years? So let's take a look at her answer.
I hope that scientists in the next 10 years will figure out a way to have plants talk to us because I think it would make gardening a lot more interesting. And then they can just tell us why they're dying and we could fix it without trying 1,000 different things. And then they may...
I think that's a super sweet answer, but is it really 1,000 different things or is it like 3? Is it water level, nutrient level, temp? Right? It's a plant. Not that complicated.
It's
right?
like a conversation about dogs. There's other things they're thinking about and we will never know.
They could have the answers to the meaning of life and we would never know.
We never know.
Well,
But
fans, you have just 2 days left to submit your very own videos. Go to beyondtheair.com to record your answers now. And you can also vote for your favorite videos and get yourself on the air with us, your new friend group.
Lucky you. Speaking of which, Ree, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you for having me. Had a lot of fun.
And Trish and JJ, you guys are the greatest. Thank you so much for being here once again. And I want to say thank you to everybody out there in the audience who watched, voted, recorded, shared a little bit of themselves. Thank you so much. You make all of this possible and so lovely. We are QOTD, the Question of the Day show. Thank you so much for joining us. We will see you on TV.
Bye.
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 And cut.